Hey guys, this is Lee here. Have you ever wondered what knots to use on your Sunfish sailboat? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you what I use when I go sailing my Sunfish sailboat. The first knot you have to know is the bowline. This knot is used in so many places on a sunfish, and it's a great knot because it doesn't slip, it's easy to tie, and it's easy to get off. The most common area that you're going to use your bowline is at the end of the main sheet, attached to the bridle or the traveler. You kind of want to make your bowline kind of small so you have full range of motion when you're trimming in your sail, especially when you're trimming in really hard. Now you could also tie a bowline to the sail on the corners like the head or the clew, and then when you get to the end caps, you could tie a few half hitches to attach the corners of the sail. If you rig a vang, and I made a video on using a vang, you could also tie the end of the vang on the bullseye fair lead next to the mast. And some people use the bowline to attach their hiking strap also. A couple of uses that the bowline can be used on a sunfish doesn't have anything to do with rigging. For instance, if the wind dies and you have to get towed, you could tie your tow line, or if you don't have a tow line, you could use your main sheet and you tie the bowline around the mast. Ideally speaking, you don't want to tie the tow line to the bow handle because the mast is stronger. Then after you tie the bowline around the mast, then you could throw the line to the towboat. Also, if you tie your hull down on your dolly or on a trailer or on a roof rack, you start off your tie down line with a bowline. So as you can see, the bowline is very ubiquitous in sunfish sailing and sailing in general. To make sure this video is not really extra long, I'm going to make separate videos on how to tie each and every one of these knots. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'm sure I'm missing a couple of areas where these knots are being used. Where do you use your knots? And if you like this content, don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. And if you know anyone that could benefit from this content, please share the video with them. The second knot that I'm going to talk about is the end of the main sheet. The first end was on the bowline, and when you go to the cockpit, you use a stopper knot. You could easily use a figure-8 stopper knot. You could use also a double turn stopper knot, and both of them work pretty well. But sometimes these knots come out. When you're not paying attention, the main sheet can run out of the block, and all of a sudden your boom is all the way out, and you got to do some fancy maneuvering to get the boom back. Other areas where you might use a stopper knot are at the clew of the sail, especially if you use an outhaul. Now, using at the clew of the sail, I really actually like using the stopper knot, which I just generally will tie an overhand to stop it and an overhand knot at the boom end cap. Instead of using a bowline, the bowline's going to be this long, the knot is tighter. So it actually gives more range of motion on the bottom of the sail to get stretched out when the wind gets really heavy. Even that little extra inch when things get heavy can make all the difference in the world. Now here's a little bonus tip with a stopper knot. Sometimes I just put a little overhand knot at the end of the line on the halyard. So when I go ahead and I tie the knot on the upper spar, it doesn't give way, and the stopper knot actually prevents the clove hitch from being undone. So stay to the end of the video so I could give you a special knot. It's a little trick that I love to use. Which brings us to our third knot, the clove hitch. The clove hitch is that knot that you tie on the upper spar, and when you lift up the sail, it helps lift the sail up. You could also use some type of constrictor knot like the Hankster 2. I made a video on the Hankster 2 made by our own Hank Siraj. I'll leave a link down in the description below if you want to use the Hankster 2. Speaking of halyards, I had so many people asking me about things that I use on my sailboat, for instance, like the halyard. I have a special halyard that I like to use, and I'm going to offer it in a store that I just created. The store is linked to this video, and then you could check it out after you're done watching this video. I plan to offer special items that I have found or developed. For instance, I found this cool sunfish soap that is shaped like sunfish. That's really good for any sunfish sailing fans or also makes a great gift. So check it out, and I'll be adding things as I come across them, and I think they'll be helpful to you. The fourth knot is the square knot. The left over right, right over left, tie it together, square knot. It's a ubiquitous knot that can be found on the Sunfish on my sail ties. I tie a square knot, and then I actually tie a half hitch on each side of the square knot, so it gives a little bit of insurance so the square knots don't come out on the sail tie. You could also find them on the tack of the sail, and I like to use my dagger board bungee, and it's a loop where I luggage tag it at the dagger board, but then I tie it all together with a square knot. And then when I tie my sail ties, I tie the left over right, right over left, and I tie an overhand knot on each side of the square knot. I also made a video at the Worlds in Italy about how I put together a racing sail. So go ahead and you can check it out. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Which brings us to the next knot, the overhand knot. This is the simplest of all knots. It's basically a loop and you go through. It's how everything starts. As I mentioned previously, I use that overhand knot as a stopper knot for certain things like the halyard, and I put it in where I would put the clove hitch just so the clove hitch doesn't slip out. I also use it on the other end of a halyard because my high-tech line generally will fray. I like to put an overhand knot there and it keeps it from fraying. Again, you could use the overhand knot at the clew, and an additional place where you can use an overhand is at the dagger board. The newer ones that don't have the handle, you have to tie a rope handle to it. I twisted it and I ended it with some sort of stopper knot here. You can see the stopper knot right there. And I did some overhand knots. Now there's a rule of thumb with knots. If you don't know which knot to tie, you better tie a lot of them. And that's exactly what there is here. This is my handle now. The sixth knot is so important, and many new sailors do not use one. And it's the slip knot or the trucker's hitch. What I use the trucker's hitch mostly for is when I need something that has tension, I need to keep it at tension. For instance, when I raise my sail, I want it up there and I don't want it to go sliding down. And so I use, when I raise the halyard, I put a trucker's hitch in there and I hank it down, and that trucker's hitch keeps the tension up. Now, if you don't use a trucker's hitch, you will find that when you're sailing, the sail gets a little bit looser. It starts, the whole rig starts to come down. The boom starts to lower and the sail just gets sloppy and just flops around. Another place where you might want to use a trucker's hitch is when you're tying down your hull to a dolly or the trailer or your roof rack. You don't want to be driving down the highway and your boat is separating from your roof rack. The boats start to separate like this over time without a trucker's hitch. Trucker hitch or the slip knot can assure that that boat's going to stay solid while you're traveling at high speeds. It's tied with this hitch and it's really tight. It's like a guitar string. And then when I lift up the boat, you don't see any gappage with the trailer. And that's why you use one of these trucker's hitches. And as a bonus, when you get a Christmas tree and you stick it on top of your car, you could tie it down, use the trucker's hitch, so now your Christmas tree is stable on the top of your roof. Now, after lifting your sail and you throw a trucker's hitch in there, you need to dead end your halyard, and that is the next knot, the cleat knot. I like to personally wrap it around a couple of times, especially if it's high-tech line, because it generally is slipperier in my hands. So I do a couple of wraps and I do a couple of crosses and I finish off the cleat knot. Obviously, if you are going to dock your boat, your Sunfish or any boat for that matter, and there's cleats on the dock, you use a cleat knot. So the last knot that I'm going to talk about right now before the bonus knot is the rolling hitch. Now, I like to use the rolling hitch when I'm tying down my sail and my spars to my roof racks. After I tie a bowline on the stable rack, I like to wrap my sail around a couple of times and then finish it off tightly with a rolling hitch. Now, if you do this properly, you'll never have any problems with the sail moving around. Make sure you tie your sail in 2 spots so it's stable. You don't want to be traveling down the highway and the thing flies off. Now, as promised, the bonus knot. It's a couple of knots actually, but it is a rope handle. The rope handle is made just to grab line, especially if it's a control line like the Outhaul or a Cunningham, and it's extra long. You don't want extra long, thin lines on your deck because they could get sucked up in the dagger board, preventing you from moving the dagger board, or it could get caught at the end of your combing or your splash rail, and then you could capsize if you go ahead and jibe or tack and it gets caught on the end of your combing. Ask me how I know about that. So again, I'm going to make separate videos on how to tie each one of these knots. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. I read all the comments. If you like this content, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you know when I come out with a new video. And if you like this video, check out this video right here. Thanks, and I'll see you on the water. Now, if you're towing a boat behind you, you actually put the bow line of the other boat through the bow line. So it's bow line to bow line, and then the rope, the lines are taking the stress, not the mast.